KFC! I got an ad for KFC! God damn it! God damn it! It ruined my opening screen. It ruined it because I got an ad for KFC. If any Australian gets an ad, you know it's annoying. I don't want chicken. I don't want it. I don't want it. Anyway, hi everyone. Hi Rampers. Hello Rampers. Hi Rampers. Hi Pampers. Hello everyone. Is there any rabbits in the house today? Maybe a couple rabbits here, maybe a few. Hello. Hi everybody. Hi. Hi. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. Let me just have a sip of tea. I got tea here today. I got peppermint tea. I'm a little worried that it's gonna hurt me though, because I have had the tea bags in here for 2 days. So I'm a little worried about it, but it's very good. It's very tasty, so I think it's alright. I'm not too worried about it. I did brew it and then I forgot about it, and then I remembered it this morning and I was like, oh, now I don't even need to make coffee because I have tea in my tea bags. No, it's like fermented. Do you guys like fermented tea? There's this fermented tea I really like. It's Chinese. It's called Puberty. Pure. And it's really good and it's tasty and it's like it's like fermented and it smells terrible, but it tastes delicious. It tastes delicious. Puberty. Yes. Puerh. Puberty. Very good. Yes. You made kombucha, kind of. Well, no, I didn't. I don't want to have kombucha. I don't want to. Not very much so. Whoa! Thank you so much for the $50. This will be enough to get you Fallout New Vegas and enough of a chunk of change. 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 Chunk of change for a couple of cheap fun games on Steam. One Way Heroics and Super Amazing Wagon Adventure. Oh, as far as New Vegas goes, I think you'll really enjoy Honest Hearts and Old World Blues. I like the name Honest Hearts. Chunk of change. Yeah, chunk of change. I like that. That's humble. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys all coming here today. I have a little bit of a secret. I have a little secret to tell you. Not a very well kept secret, but a secret as a matter of fact. Oh, thank you so much for being a member for 29 months. Holy heckity, you're a rabbit. Thank you so much for reminding me. I almost forgot. I have a secret. Yeah, so I have autism. Yeah, so now, and I don't mean just like it's like so silly, like you know, a lot of people like say it like jokingly, like that Trip is so autistic, guys. No, like I'm actually autistic. Yeah, so yeah, so that's something that is a thing in my life that has kind of like affected my life in some ways. Not like that. I don't know. It's hard because I was thinking today I wanted to talk about my experiences with having autism, but it's hard because I don't know what it's like not having it. So it's kind of hard for me to like say what. Sometimes it's hard because it's like, do I have, is this an experience I'm having because I'm giggles? Is this an experience I'm having because it's just me, or is this an autism thing? It's sometimes it's hard for me to explain or talk about because I think it's kind of intertwined with myself, and a lot of my issues and things kind of got going on have kind of, it all links, it's all interlinked in some way. Yeah, thank you so much for becoming a champion. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh yes, happy Canada Day for yesterday for all you Canadians as well. But I suppose I'll kind of talk a little bit about it. Now, there's multiple things I want to talk about today. First of all, I kind of want to talk a little bit about what autism is, and what my understanding of it is. And I'll also talk a little bit about kind of specifically pertaining to me and like kind of about what strain of autism I have in particular. So I was actually diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is now seen as autism spectrum disorder. For some reason, and with the introduction of the DSM-5, they decided to mesh it all together because they didn't like that it was creating a kind of divide with autism. So they kind of linked it all together. But I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and I guess now I still have that diagnosis. But now if you do have Asperger's syndrome and you get diagnosed, I think since like 2013, you get diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder instead of that. So that's still what my diagnosis is though. So I am autistic, but it's like I have some differences. I think that like it's hard when people say that everyone with autism is different because it's a spectrum, but there's definitely, I feel like that is too much of a broad description of what it is, and it's almost to the point where people think that they have autism because of certain things that may actually just be normal human experience. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that and like kind of like what that means, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm like a little bit but sorry, I don't know why I'm a little nervous today. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about it and about talking about it, because I know that with autism comes a lot of misconceptions. For example, I'll talk a little bit about my early life and how people used to kind of have misconceptions about it. So for kind of an early on in my life, I was nonverbal for a while at the beginning of my life. I was born very premature. If you don't know, I was born premature and I am a twin. Not identical, but I am a twin. I have a twin sister. I have a twin sister. And our development was a little different. I started talking quite a lot later than she did. And because of that, it was one of the signs that kind of was kind of the cause for my mom to start noticing the differences between me and my sister, which is kind of why I got diagnosed. So I was diagnosed pretty early in life. I know a lot of like women in particular, because it can kind of present differently sometimes, don't get diagnosed as often as men do, or they get diagnosed a lot later in life. I was diagnosed pretty early in my life because of those differences. I had kind of textbook autism signs when I was young. Like I started talking a lot later. I had a lot of sensory issues. I get really annoyed like with certain textures and certain even fabrics, tags on my clothes, things like that. I would get really upset and irritated about it. I would get really upset for seemingly no reason, but it wasn't like a tantrum. It was more like just a thing that would happen, if that makes sense. Like, and my parents didn't really know why. Like, so there was like lots of things that kind of got my mom specifically kind of interested in the idea that I may be autistic. And I remember going to this like this lady, and it was like this nice lady that I saw a lot of times when I was little. I also had to go to a speech therapist because I don't know if I've ever really mentioned this, but when I was little, I did have a stutter, a pretty bad stutter when I was little. And I started really bad, so I did have to go to a speech therapist. And then after I went to my speech therapist, I also had to go see another nice lady, and I saw her a lot, and I didn't know why I was seeing her. And I didn't find out that I was autistic until I started going to school. And in my first year of school, the teacher actually brought me out in front of the class and told them that I was autistic. And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what it meant to be autistic. I didn't know what it was. And I was really confused. But apparently this is something that my parents had been talking to people about, but I just didn't know until my teacher mentioned it. And I was really confused at the time. And I think she wanted it to be a learning experience for the rest of the class. But I was really confused, and it really kind of made me feel weird. It made me feel really different and weird and strange. And I didn't really understand still what it was until a little bit later on. I kind of was a bit different to the rest of the kids in my class. Particularly like the rest of the girls. I was really nonverbal at school. I didn't really talk to people very often. I was a really quiet kid. A lot of teachers just assumed I was really well behaved and quiet, but I didn't really interact with people. I was more interested in, I really liked drawing and I liked coloring. And there was this little table when I was in school, and it was called the collage table. And I would go to the collage table in my breaks and do arts and crafts. And I used to be obsessed with tissue boxes, and I would collect tissue boxes and turn them into chihuahuas, like specifically, and I would call them my Chica Wow Wows, and I would make these tissue boxes into chihuahuas, and I would take them home with me, and every day I would look for tissue boxes so I could make them into Chica Wow Wows and work on them at school, and then go home. And I had a ton of them in my room, like a ton of them, until one day there were so many in my room that my mom had to take them to she had to take them to a pet store. She said she took them to a pet store because there were too many of them. And my Chihuahuas were no more, and my teachers stopped letting me make them. So I think my teachers and my parents were in cahoots a lot of the time. I didn't know. I'll talk more about my experiences with it later, but I do want to talk about kind of I'm interested to know, like, firstly, there's a lot I want to cover today. But how many of you here are you any of you also autistic? Do any of you guys have the Asperger's syndrome diagnosis? Because I assume a lot of you guys are around my age, so you may have been diagnosed too with that. Or how many of you guys are autistic? I know there's a big overlap with communities, like VTuber communities with autism, and I know that maybe sounds like a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think sometimes, a lot of the time, like, there are a lot of people with autism get more into kind of escapist hobbies, such as video games, anime, and like Dungeons and Dragons, board games, like things like that. And that's like kind of for a reason. Thing is, I liked those hobbies and I wanted to get into those hobbies, but like I've always kind of been a bit too like socially unable to like get into like the social sides of things, you know? I feel like a lot of autistic people can kind of find other autistic people and then like form groups of them where they do things that they want to do, but I never did. I've always kind of been a bit like of a loner in that regard, until I found some of my VTuber friends. But you know, it is stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
So, I'm sorry to like kind of... I'm sorry I'm like so nervous. I don't know why. It feels like I'm being really like vulnerable. I don't know. I have to... it's not like people don't know that I'm autistic. It's just... It comes with so many... It comes with a lot of bad connotations, unfortunately. When people think of people with autism, they'll think of like... a lot of autistic characters that you see, like the good doctor. Have you seen the I am a surgeon, Dr. Han, I am a surgeon, okay, that's what you think of, like people like that, you know, and it's especially people with Asperger's, you think of I am a surgeon when you think of that kind of thing. And it's hard when people like assume that of you. You know what I mean? People kind of change their perception of you. You know? Yeah, or Big Bang Theory is a big one as well. A lot of the time, the characters in those shows, there are people that are like that are autistic. Don't get me wrong, but I think a majority of people with autism are kind of like a mix of it, you know? Like, I feel like I was kind of like that when I was little, like, but especially for women and as a girl, I've heard that women are better at masking it, but like as you kind of grow up, you do get taught things. Like, it is possible to learn in your own way, ways to be able to navigate social situations, learn. People get mad at me when I say this, or people don't like it when I do this, and things like that. You tend to learn that. Even if you don't understand why it's that way, you do have the ability to learn it. Or at least I do, in a way. People don't like it. When I do, like, for example, when I was little, when I liked someone and wanted to be friends with them, I was very touchy-feely. I wasn't very good with personal space when I was little. I think because my parents are always very huggy with me when I was little, I didn't understand that you don't just go and hug people, or don't like just go like touch them or anything like that when I was really little. So when I like wanted to be someone's friend, I would be like super huggy with them. And I still remember when I was really little in primary school, there was this group of girls and I kind of wanted to be friends with them. And I went over and hugged one of them. And they were like, "Get off me. What are you doing?" And it made me feel like... It made me feel really, like, weird. There's the first time I felt super weird. And I think my whole life, being autistic, it's made me feel like a creepy person. And I know that's probably not the best thing to talk about. I'm being super honest here. I think I should be as candid as I can. It's always made me feel like a really creepy, weird person. And as a girl, being autistic, I almost don't feel like a girl, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm a man, but I also don't feel like I'm a girl either. Not in like a weird gender way, but like in a way that's just like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm some kind of like a thing that's wearing the skin of a person and wearing the skin of a female, and like a parasite that is wearing the skin of a woman and is supposed to act that way but doesn't know how. And I get really scared that somehow people are going to find out that I'm not normal, if that makes sense. Like I'm some kind of monster parasite that's... And you know, as I've kind of gone on in life, that feeling has kind of like like gone away a little bit. But it is hard. It is really tricky. It is tricky to feel like you're pretending a lot of the time and acting to an extent. It feels like when I was a lot younger, when I was in primary school and I really wanted to make friends, it felt like I was really I always tried to act. I always tried to act all the time and do I would be a very mirrory person. I would try to mirror people because I thought that was the best way to kind of be like everyone else. But then I remember, like, when I got kind of to maybe the age of 10, I was like, this is too tiring. This is too tiring. I can't do it anymore. And I just stopped interacting with people entirely again. And since then I don't really get really close to people. I mean, I have my silly girls and my friends, but like being super close to people is something that I hadn't done in a long time until then. Yeah. But I will talk kind of about misconceptions with autism and how it can be tricky. I remember one time my mom would tell people, yeah, that I was autistic a lot of the time. And I think she was really scared of people being mean to me because of it. Because you can't really tell because I'm a VTuber and I'm streaming. You can't tell. And even when I collabs are so much easier than any social interaction I've ever done in my life. It's so much easier. And these are for some particular reasons. The first one being is that I don't have to worry about what I'm doing with my hands, what I'm doing with my face, and what I'm doing with my eyes. That's something that really trips me up when I'm interacting with people. My favorite way to even talk to my family, even now, is in the car. Because I don't have to worry about doing anything with my hands or my face. I can look forward or I can look out the window and I can talk to them. But I find that it's a lot easier to interact with people via collabs. I think that's why I've gotten along so well with these girls. And actually, I mean, my VTuber friends are the closest friends I've ever had in my life. I have never had a group of friends before. Like, and I know that sounds really silly, but I always was so scared of talking to people for those reasons. What do you do with your hands and your face? It's hard. I do this awkward half Lego hand thing with my hands because I don't want to have my hands straight out because then that makes me feel like a soldier. I can't have my hands in my pockets because then the entire time I hear Sans Undertale music and I can't. Like, I literally hear Undertale music and I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I can't scrunch my hands up because then I feel like Arthur. I can't, then I feel like Arthur. So I kind of do this half, like, non-scrunch thing that kind of, but if I do it too much, it feels like Lego hands. So I kind of half Lego it. Like, I kind of half scrunch them, but not too much because I can't bend my wrist too much because then it makes me feel like a T-Rex. So I have to kind of, like, have my hands, like, half, like kind of half, like folded. With my face, it's good with my family because my family knows that I'm not being a rude bitch because I'm not looking at them. So I like to look at the floor. I like to look at the floor. I like to look at around. I like my rabbits. I have rabbits called Little Man and Little Lady. And my favorite thing to do is to look at Little Man while I'm talking. Or even, like, I hold Little Man up sometimes and talk through him. I do that when I meet my mom's friends because I'm too scared to talk to them. So Little Man will. It's almost like having a little puppet. Yeah. It is good that my family's understanding. I do like that they are. It's made it a lot easier for me to come to terms with it. My dad is understanding, but he also jokes about it all the time. He says, Kiki, you've got the tism. I don't want to seem like they have the tism, Kiki. You know, you're being too autistic right now, Kiki. Like, he does, but he's just silly and he jokes about everything, so I don't take that too personally. No, I can't wear sunglasses, and that's the thing, because sensory-wise, I don't like sunglasses. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the $5. I got ADHD, and one time in middle school, I wound up spacing out while my eyes were aimed at a girl's chest. I only realized after she yelled at me. That's tricky. That's tricky. Oh, and that's why I find it so hard to talk to women with boobs. That's specifically women with boobs. Can't talk to them. Can't do it. Because my favorite thing is to look down at people's bodies while I'm speaking to them, because I don't like looking into people's eyes when I'm speaking to them. So if I'm focused on their body, my eyes, it looks like I'm looking at their boobs, and I can't do it. Like, even my sister, like, I'm like I get really nervous about it. Like, if she's wearing something too, like, low cut, I get nervous. I'm like, I can't talk to you. I can't put a shirt on and then speak to me. Okay? I cannot handle this. Okay? It just makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't want to... I think a lot of the time I'm ultra scared of making people uncomfortable, you know? Alright, let me have some more tea. And then we'll talk a little bit about Asperger's in particular. I'll read a little bit about it, and we'll also discuss experiences. What do you mean bizarre? You're bizarre. Oh. No, I used to look at people's foreheads, but I actually saw a study. I read a study on where the best place to look at someone was if you can't look into their eyes, and apparently looking at people's foreheads make them uncomfortable. And their eyebrows. Yeah. Why do you think people under the ASD have trouble with eye contact? Well, it's weird. Some people with ASD also have trouble with no eye contact. And I can't deal with people like that. Stop looking into my eyes! Ooh, my doctor, she looks straight into my soul, and I'm like, nah, it's tricky. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. That's all I know. I don't like it. That's all I know about it. Now let me just pop this over. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of talk I'm sorry if I'm talking me too much. But we're gonna talk a little bit about Asperger's now. Okay, this is something that I saw, which just talks a little bit about Asperger's and autism. So, alright, let's have a look at this. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the differences. Now, obviously there's a lot of overlap, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about myself and my own experiences. And from what I've seen with me asking you guys is some of you guys have this too. So let's talk about this a little bit. Navigating the nuanced landscape of neurodiversity, where Asperger's and autism intertwine yet diverge, challenges our perceptions and invites a deeper exploration of human cognition and behavior. The complex relationship between Asperger's syndrome and autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, has been a subject of intense study and debate within the medical and psychological community for decades. As our understanding of neurodevelopmental condition evolves, so too does the way we classify, diagnose, and support individuals on the autism spectrum. So let's talk about a brief history of Asperger's syndrome and autism. The journey of understanding Asperger's syndrome and autism began in the early 20th century. Leo Kanner first described autism in 1943, focusing on children with severe social and communication difficulties. Just a year later, Hans Asperger published his observations of children with similar social challenges but with above average with average or above average intelligence and language skills. However, Asperger's work remained largely unknown until the 1980s when it was translated into English and gained wider recognition. Fascinating timelines on how our on our perception of this condition has evolved over time. Initially, Asperger's syndrome was considered a distinct diagnosis from autism, characterized by milder symptoms and preserved language abilities. This distinction persisted for several decades, shaping how professionals approach diagnosis and treatment. Now, this is a tricky thing. It's like, it's hard because, how do I explain this? When a lot of people think of autism, and specifically people, there are a certain amount of people that are like, you don't have autism. My cousin's son has autism, and he doesn't even speak, and he can only murmur, and he is a very violent child. And it's like, that is what people think autism is. And a lot of the time, they think of children. A lot of the time when people think of children, autism, they do think of children. They don't think about adults that have autism. They think of children that have limited intellectual ability, are not able to communicate or talk or speak, which is why I think having kind of classifications is important. Maybe this is me being autistic, but I don't like the whole spectrum thing. Like, I think it's important to acknowledge that it is a spectrum and people do present differently with it. But I did really appreciate the difference of Asperger's from autism, you know? So I like categorizing. I don't like that it's a spectrum. I think it probably pisses off a lot of people with autism, because me being autistic, I don't like spectrums. I don't like nuance. I like putting things in boxes. I don't like having a spectrum. But I understand, unfortunately, that's how it works, okay? So yeah. In 2013, the publication of the 5th edition of the DSM-5 marked a significant shift in how we conceptualize autism and related conditions. The DSM-5 introduced the umbrella term Autism Spectrum Disorder, or ASD, which encompassed previously separate diagnoses, including autistic disorder, Asperger's syndrome, and pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. So before it was categorized in a different way. So that's why I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. But anyone now, even if they do have what would be categorized as textbook Asperger's syndrome, is going to be diagnosed as having autism spectrum disorder. This change reflected the growing understanding that autism exists on a spectrum with varying degrees of severity and preservation. So it's funny because a lot of people, do you like green? That's a sign of ASD. Green is like my favorite color. I mean, if you can tell with my stuff, I like green and black and white and gray. Really? That's interesting. Isn't autism and Asperger's kind of different? Well, that's what we're gonna be talking about. Okay. The merging of Asperger's syndrome into the broader category of autism spectrum disorder in the DSM-5 represents a paradigm shift in how we conceptualize and diagnose neurodevelopmental conditions. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So this is the key diagnostic criteria for autism spectrum disorder. I also want to say, if you're not diagnosed with autism and you think, oh, wait, this kind of sounds like me. Oh God. Like, maybe go and talk to someone about it. Like, you know, but don't self-diagnose. I know a lot of people are pro self-diagnosis. I am very anti-self-diagnosis. I don't think you should diagnose yourself. You can go on anything on Google and look up any symptoms you have, and it will come up with you have cancer or something medically. Everybody knows that. But for some reason, when it comes to mentally or neurologically, people are like, oh no, you can self-diagnose this because I say so, okay? Just because I don't want to make anyone feel invalidated. No, go to a doctor. If you can't afford it, save up. I don't know. Okay? You don't have autism until you're diagnosed, okay? And then you can say you've been autistic for a certain amount of time. And I know I come at this from a certain amount of privilege. I was diagnosed young. Yeah, you can take the initiative and think, oh, I may have autism, but go and get diagnosed. Don't just say you do, okay? Alright. So, yeah. Yeah. You should understand your symptoms, but don't put a label on them without a second opinion. I completely agree. Yeah. So here is the current diagnostic criteria for ASD. Okay, persistent deficits in social communication and social interaction across multiple contexts, restrictive, repetitive patterns of behavior, interests, or abilities. Let's talk about this because I've covered number 1 already. Let's talk about number 2. Do you notice any repetitive behavior I may have, Champies? Let me talk about it a little bit. Or interests, repetitive interests, okay? Let's think about it real quick. What kind of VTuber am I? What are all my shorts about? What did I study in university? What is my favorite thing? Rabbit! Oh, I love rabbits! I know everything about rabbits there is to know. Everything! You can ask me anything there is to know, okay? And I know all about rabbits, okay? I have 2 rabbits. I love rabbits. Always love rabbits. But before it was kind of bigger. It was animals for a lot of my life. But maybe the last, like, over a decade now, it's been rabbits. So yeah, love rabbits. For my whole life, I've had the same interests. It's been rabbits, animals, anime, and video games. Yeah. So, and they haven't really changed. So, it's kind of tricky. I did like mushrooms, but I don't think it was ever like a special interest per se. As much as for rabbits. I was always very interested in mycology though. Yeah. How do you feel about other lagomorphs like Pikas? Love Pikas. Love me Pikas. Love me hairs. Okay? Love them very much. Yeah. Name every rabbit? I don't know all the rabbits ever. But I try my best. Okay. I had a friend in uni with textbook Asperger's, probably diagnosed. He got a full-ride scholarship, triple majored with 2 minors, all STEM degrees over 5 years. Over 5 years out, and his job is WoW grinding. Yeah, so I'll talk a bit about. I had a similar experience. I had a scholarship to go to my university and my high school too. I graduated early. I did university classes while I was in high school. I was always in every, like, what are they called in America? It's called Gifted and Talented in Australia. What's it called in America? I was in all of the what do they call you? What do they call it in America? Yeah, AP. In all the AP classes. I was in a lot of AP classes. Let me think. I talked about this recently. I was, you know, school counselor. I didn't only do. I did lots of stuff while I was in school. You know, I was always studying. I was always very studious. You know, and I was always seen as someone that was really likely to succeed, and people thought that I was gonna be like some kind of like crazy animal researcher, or like someone that would make some kind of groundbreaking discovery in biology or something cool like that. Now I'm a VTuber. So yeah, it's funny how that happens. If I wanted to, I can go and work and be a vet right now if I wanted to. I have the qualifications to do so, you know. But I choose to be a VTuber because I don't know. Autism, I suppose. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes, I think, for a lot of people. So yeah. Yeah. Scared of change, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to think about it, really. Yeah. Maybe you can be both a VTuber and a veterinarian? No. You know what? No. I couldn't, because it's extremely busy. It's extremely busy. I mean, when I was working before, like, I had like no time to stream. It was tricky. It's like working 2 jobs. Yeah, no. Yeah, I couldn't do that unless you wanted me to like stream once a week, maybe, or on my weekends. Yeah. No, vets can't work as private contractors. I don't think. No. So let's see. Behavior. So here's another thing, and I'm gonna go right into this as well as far as behavior. So I have ARFID as well, which is interlinked with autism as well. Yes, that's been tricky throughout my whole life. A really big difficulty. When I was really young, when I was younger, I actually it got to the point where I didn't develop as I should have, because I was so underweight. In my life, it was a really big difficulty. Was in and out of hospitals for a while. I will say that there's some parts of my life and things that autism has affected in my life that I don't want to get into. There are parts of my life that have been really hard that I would rather keep private and I don't want to talk about. But yeah, so I'm not going to talk about everything. But yeah, it's been tricky sometimes, but yeah, it's something that I still struggle with today. Yeah. Symptoms must be present in the very early developmental period. I've kind of talked about that. Symptoms cause clinically significant impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of current functioning. Yeah, I mean, luckily socially for me, I'm lucky that I have a group of friends. But my mom's like, Kiki, those aren't real friends, they're on the internet. You need to go find friends in real life. Why don't you go to activities where you find it in real life friends? Kiki, please go find real life friends. Why are you just talking to people on the internet? That doesn't count. You're not socializing enough. It's going to make you even worse. And I think, Mom, calm down. I'm still talking to people, okay? I'm still socializing, okay? They're real people. It's not like I'm talking to robots. Like, calm down. Like, okay? Just calm down, okay? Anyway, so that's a bit of the criteria. Are they even real? Yes. Yes. Being a vet requires getting dressed and leaving the house. Well, there's nothing tricky about that. It's fine for me to do that. Okay. We're all about to chat. Yeah. No, you guys are real to me, and you're not about to chat. I really gotta pee. Can you guys give me a second? Sorry. Wait. Yeah, you're real. Wait. Just wait. I'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. I'll be really sad. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Alright. Alright. Shall we continue on? Alright. Apologize about that. Hi. Alright, let us continue onwards. Okay, this is something... Restricted interest and repetitive behaviors. Let's talk a little bit about that, okay? Another core similarity is the presence of restricted interest and repetitive behaviors. This can manifest as intense focus on specific topics or objects, often to the exclusion of other interests. I love my computer. I do everything on my computer. I like my bed. I do everything in my bed. I like my room. I do everything in my room. And it got to the point for me where I didn't even want to like leave my room for that reason. Rigid adherence to routines or rituals. Love me routines. Love me rituals. They're my favorite, okay? My biggest ritualistic behavior is around food. I eat like once a day. I shouldn't, but I eat once a day for dinner. And then after I'm finished dinner, I have to put my bowl up immediately. I can't like just keep it there. I always eat in a bowl. Okay. I always eat in a bowl. And immediately after I'm finished eating dinner, I have to brush my teeth. Okay, and floss, and I have to wash my mouth out with warm water and drink warm water until my mouth feels super clean, okay? Half of these are pretty generic. Now, this is what you may think, but the difference between things that may be generic like this and someone with autism is that they're to the point where it deeply affects your life and the way that you... Because it doesn't just mean, oh, I really like my phone. I like using my phone. You know, it's not like that. You know, it's not just like that. It means... If someone takes me away from the thing that I like, I can have there'll be huge issues. And it's been like that my whole life, okay? Repetitive motor movements. I only kind of do repetitive motor movements if I'm super stressed. Like, I like a good rocking back and forth like this. I do like a good rock. I like to rock back and forth. When I'm excited, I like to jump up and down. Like a lemon. I like to jump up and down. That's another repetitive behavior I have is my stupid things I say. Which I know doesn't mean... So, if you guys watch me often, you know that I have stupid phrases I have. And this is actually called echolalia. It's an autistic thing. And that essentially means that I find something that may make no sense, or it may be like something from some people. Like, for example, if they have like a TV show that they really like, they may, and their special interest is TV, they may quote lines from a TV show, or games. They may quote things from a game, for example. For me, it's just random phrases that I really like. And I don't know why I say them. I don't know why it tickles my brain really good, and I say them a lot. Yeah, humble as pie, humble now, silly now, nails, Jerry bean, the fool of the bowl. There's a lot of like phrases that I say once, or I hear someone say, that tickles my brain really well, and I just continuously say it. Humble is the biggest one. I know where me saying humble came from. Humble came from an anime, actually. It was an anime dub. No, an anime sub, sorry, and the subtitle said humble. And I'm like, oh, I like that word. I like it. I like it. I can't even remember what it was. I just remember it was an anime sub. And she said humble. I was like, oh, yeah, that's so good. I like it. Oh, like, and I almost like, I was like, oh, and it like, oh, and it really, I don't know, it just did something to my brain. I'm like, yes, oh, that's so good. And now I just say it. I thought humble was just an Aussie thing. Oh no, no one says humble here. That's a me thing. That's not an Aussie thing. That's a Kiki thing. That's just a me thing. No one else says it. Okay, unless they're my friends and they hear me say it all the time. Okay, that's a me thing. So yeah, so there's just things like that. That's my favorite. Another thing I do, this is mostly off of stream because I say my rabbits like names. But I do say like, little man loves such and such. Little man da da da, and I speak through him a lot of the time. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm uncomfortable. I've been doing it more and more with my mum at the moment. When I don't know what to say and I feel scared, I just say, little man thinks that this is a silly situation, or little man's hungry. You know, I just talk about him. You know, just say things about him. Just say things. And yeah, that's something I enjoy doing. I do that a lot. But that's mostly off stream. Difficulty with changes in routine or environment. This is a big thing for me. I really like my environment. I like my routine. When I moved a few months ago for a little bit to be with my sister, because my sister moved house. She moved out of the house and she needed me. And I'm like, okay. The first few days, I sobbed every day so hard and had like breakdowns. I didn't say this. I didn't want to, but it was really hard. I had to try. I tried to move my PC to her house, but I just literally could not handle it to the point that I moved it back. And I came... It was a 20-minute drive to get from my sister's house to my house. So I would drive 20 minutes every day in the morning to come in peak hour traffic, by the way, to come to stream every day because I was so I hated the change of the routine so much. So I'm like, I would rather drive 20 minutes every day to a different house to not change my routine in this way. So That's a big show of that. Yes. For individuals with what was previously diagnosed as Asperger's syndrome, these interests are often highly specialized and can live in exceptional knowledge or skills in particular areas. That's why I know so much about rabbits, guys. This aspect is explored further in Asperger's versus autism, understanding the key differences and similarities. Okay. Sensory sensitivities. This is something that I'm going to talk a little bit more about in a minute. Sensory processing differences are common across the autism spectrum, including individuals previously diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. These can include hypersensitivity to sounds. I hate loud music. Okay. Light. I hate bright lights. Textures. I hate weird textures. Or smells. Smells doesn't really bother me that much. Unless it's sometimes my sister wears this perfume and my mum sometimes wears these perfumes that are super strong and I'm like, ugh! It really bothers me, okay? Hyposensitivity to certain sensory inputs, sometimes leading to sensory-seeking behaviors. When I get upset, I seek some kind of sensory feeling so much. And this is something that's not talked about as much, I think, with people with autism. This is something that may kind of bother you guys for me to talk about, but I'll just be honest. Okay, I think I should be honest to give you guys a real scope of what it is like. So when I get upset and I have a sensory overload, which happens a lot off stream, it's happened a few times on stream. This can be if I get extremely emotionally distressed as well. I am a big like self-harmer in that sense. I used to do it a lot when I was younger, but I punch myself in the face. I punch myself on the arms. I slap myself. I kick things. I kick the wall. I'm not a violent person, but I do get violent with the wall sometimes, or with myself. I've never hurt anybody else though, just so you know. But I'm a big like punch myself in the face kind of person. And this is actually a pretty common thing with people with autism when they have mental issues or sensory overload issues. So when I was having a really difficult time and things were really difficult for me, it got to the point where I would have bruises all over my arms. Like, it was really bad. Bruising all over my hands, on my arms, on my face. It happened to me when I was younger. I remember someone at school was really worried about me. Thought that I was being hurt at home, and I was like, no, I have my no. I also had, thank God I stopped doing this in particular, but something that I found was a good way to get me to stop feeling so overwhelmed was to run into a wall. So I had a few times I'd run into my wall like a ball, with my shoulder, first. For some reason, my arms and shoulders. My dad does something where he puts his arms around my shoulders, on my, and presses them really, presses my shoulders in, and that always makes me feel more grounded and better. I have a weighted blanket that helps me as well to stop having those sensory-seeking behaviors. Yeah, I do it sometimes, as far as hitting myself in the face or something, if I get really, if I'm having a sensory, overload moment. But it's just something that kind of happens. When I'm having a sensory overload moment, and these are things I don't talk about or capture on stream, I tend to repeat things and rock back and forth, and I sometimes hurt myself but it's a sensory seeking thing. It's not because I want to hurt myself. Yeah, it can sometimes be a really big, like, it can be sometimes an issue, for me, if that makes sense. But luckily this only happens, like, maybe once every few months at this point in my life. I've been able to create a comfortable environment in my house. There's been a few times recently where I feel like things have been a bit tricky and I've gotten a bit silly. I tend to seek pressure on my shoulders and my arms. The last time this happened was last week for me. But it's because stuff has been tricky at home. And I've been more stressed. And then when I'm more stressed, it can cause me to be a little bit more, it can be more, easy for me to have those moments when I'm stressed. But yeah, now it only happens every couple of months, like every few months. But this is a part about autism that isn't really talked about much, is when you have those moments where that happens. If you guys find yourself in a moment like that, I recommend, I like to wrap a blanket around myself super tight. If my parents are there, sometimes they'll hold me around my shoulders. But I just want to explain it because, like, it's not like autism is not just a quirky thing that people have. Like, it's a really, like, it can be quite debilitating and difficult, and it can be quite confronting for people. So that's why I'm being as honest as I can about it. Okay. Yeah. It can be really tricky. So yeah. God, you can sleep in jeans? Oh my god. I was trying to sleep in pajama pants the other night and it was pissing me off so much because my pajama pants kept, like, kind of slightly folding upwards under my blanket and it was making me so pissed. I don't even want to think about it. It was, like, really annoying me. It was really, really irritating me. I was getting really annoyed and then I had to take all my clothes off because I'm like, I can't deal with this. But yeah, so I want to talk a little bit more about kind of issues with texture and issues with eating, because I want to kind of go into ARFID quickly because this is something I personally struggle with, and has a lot of overlap with people with autism. And I didn't even know that it had, I didn't know that it even had, like, any, like, correlation. Oh, do you ever experience intense intolerance or frustration? It depends on other things. I think I'm a pretty... I like to think I'm a pretty calm person. I like to think so. I like to think I deal with things, like, pretty okay. I like to think so. I don't know. I used to have a very low tolerance, extremely low. I used to get angry a lot. I used to be a very grumpy person. I think now, like, I honestly think my own personal comfort makes a big difference on how well I deal with things. And I think this goes back to the sensory thing for me. Like, I love having a heater and air conditioning in my room, for example. I love heating and air conditioning in my room. When it used to be really hot and I'd stream, I get so grumpy. I don't know if you guys remember this a few years ago. I couldn't deal with it. Because, like, I was so pissed all the time, okay? If I'm wearing something uncomfortable I'm streaming, I can't deal with it. Urgh. And I get super grumpy super quickly. So I feel like things have to be kind of perfect around me. But as long as I'm following my routine and I feel comfy, I'm usually kind of... I'm pretty, like... I'm pretty, like, fine most of the time, I think. Yeah. I fold the blanket in on itself near my feet. Yes, I do that too. That's a golden move. That's a golden move, okay? That's a humble golden move, okay? Okay? Because you do that and you pull it a little bit and you're like, ah, yeah. Yeah, easy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about ARFID quickly. So, what do ARFID and autism have in common? This is something that I feel like just may be interesting for you guys, because you guys may not know about this. This is something that's not talked about a lot. Long before a connection between avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, ARFID, and autism spectrum disorder was ever made, researchers and parents had noticed that many children with ASD also had feeding problems. One meta-analysis even noted that, and I don't know if any of you guys have eating issues if you have autism. Now, this can be either you may sensorily seek more food and maybe you have an issue with overeating, or maybe texturally you don't like to deal with. For me, I don't like different textures in food. I don't like food messing with my routine, so I only eat at one time. And I also don't like the feeling of being too full or having too much food in my stomach. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. So that's a few things. But it can kind of present differently. So I'll talk a bit about ARFID. One meta-analysis even noted that children with ASD were 5 times as likely as children without ASD to have feeding problems. Yet it would take until 2013 for the DSM-5 to characterize and label these feeding problems as an official psychological condition, ARFID. And now with a recognized name for those feeding problems, researchers in both the eating disorder and autism field, as well as caregivers and individuals, are further exploring this connection. Many caregivers or individuals with autism, or those individuals themselves, may not be familiar with ARFID. Likewise, many parents of children with ARFID may not be familiar with how autism presents. Autism is a neurodevelopmental condition characterized by difficulties with communication skills, restricted interests, and repetitive behaviors. Autism is a spectrum condition, meaning that one person with autism could be nonverbal and have a very narrow set of interests, and another could be highly talkative and feel the need to repeat certain behaviors. Example, tapping their fingers. ARFID is an eating disorder where certain food intake is avoided or restricted. It is an eating disorder without distorted body image or shape/weight concerns. That is, a person with ARFID does not restrict their eating/foods to lose weight or to look a certain way. Instead, someone with ARFID struggles with maintaining their nutrition to the point where it can affect their weight/growth and/other psychological functioning. So this has been an issue for me my whole life. Like, even before, like, I started... Okay, I'll explain it in a bit later. So, there's multiple facets, I think, of eating issues for me and how it kind of manifests and its connection and link with autism. So, sensorily, I suppose I've always had issues with eating too much. Like, I never wanted to eat too much and get full. I never wanted to eat around specific times. I didn't want to eat certain things, and stuff like that. Kind of my whole life. And then as I got older, now this isn't particularly a shape/weight concern, but I noticed as I started getting older and I started experiencing puberty. Sorry, this is kind of like a really and maybe other women, I don't know if there's any other women here that have similar experiences to me that may be able to relate to this, but I'm going to be totally honest. When I started experiencing puberty, for example, getting taller, hips forming and stuff like that. It really bothered me. I didn't really like the changes that were happening in my body at the time. It really bothered me and it scared me. I didn't like it. And this is, I think, another issue with change that I had. I didn't like my body changing because I like routine and I don't like change. So when my body started changing, I was really scared. And I didn't like it, and I wanted as hard as I could to reverse it. And I thought, you know, if I wasn't eating, I wouldn't grow, because your parents always tell you if you eat, you can grow taller, you know, if you eat, you can, because that was a big thing for me. I was always kind of, you know, I wanted to grow taller. So my parents were always like, oh, you grow taller if you eat more veggies and stuff, you can grow taller. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to grow up anymore. I don't want to be an adult. I don't want to turn into an adult. Even when I was little, I was really scared of growing up. And I was really scared of the change that may present. So I wanted to kind of stay in that body, if that makes sense. So I just didn't eat. I just didn't eat. I was like, I don't want to eat at the moment. I'm scared. I was scared. And I started like getting really like, I would hide food. I would get my lunch at school and I wouldn't eat it. You know what? I never ate lunch once in high school. I never ate lunch once. There was not one time where I had lunch at high school. I never ate it once. There was not one time where I had lunch or ate at school. I was so afraid of eating at school because I had never gotten into the routine of eating in high school. So I never did it. So yeah, it was so there was like, there's a few things like that kind of there was a few things like that was kind of tricky as far as the eating stuff goes, but it definitely started as a sensory thing, and even now, you know, I'm still scared of my body changing. I don't like the other way it's changed. I'm severely underweight now because of my ARFID, and I hate it. I hate the changes in my body. I wish I could just stay at one weight and be comfy there and not even have to worry about it. But the fact that people say, oh, your weight naturally fluctuates, it's totally fine, that's normal. It's like, no, I want it to stay the same. I don't want it to change at all. I don't want it to go up. I don't want it to go down. I want it to be the same. I don't want it to change. I don't like it. So that's like another thing that kind of is related to that as well. Yeah. Autism. Oh, they talk about autism. Alright. ARFID did a better blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay, but what do these overlaps look like in practice? One area in which there is outwardly observable connection between ASC and ARFID presents in sensory experiences. The sensory difficulties obviously often experienced by individuals with autism, and the sensory sensitivities found in many individuals with ARFID have strong parallels. Recent research has shown that children with autism display higher oral sensitivity, especially oral oversensitivity, than children without autism. This oral oversensitivity is often seen in ARFID, where certain types and textures of food may feel disgusting, anxiety-producing, or frightening to eat due to their oral sensation. Furthermore, some researchers hypothesize, and you know what, I get like this with certain kinds of things, okay? Pineapple is a big thing. Pineapple is scary for me because I find it to be extremely strong. Fizzy drinks is another thing. Fizzy drinks is really hard for me to have, and I don't like them because the bubbles are too loud. Too loud! Okay? The bubbles are too loud in my mouth. Does anyone understand it? Any other autistic people that get that? They're too loud. The bubbles are too loud in my mouth. Not like literally, but like they feel too loud in my mouth. Yeah. Like, it's too loud. It's too intense. I don't know. It's too intense. Pop rocks? Pop rocks are the devil.
Pop rocks are terrible. I don't know why pop rocks were even invented ever. That's another thing. I hate that. I hate that. I remember I had them and I felt it in my ears and it terrified me. I was like... No. They're the devil. Why did they make them? Yeah. Oh, clothes. I'm really particular with the t-shirts I wear. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. Let me show you. You see how this t-shirt, the length of my... do you see the length of my t-shirt right now? Where my sleeves go to my t-shirt? I have always worn sleeves up to here. I will not wear sleeves shorter than this on a t-shirt because they're too tight around my arms. I don't like it. Ever since I was little, don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it, okay? I need a loose neckline, otherwise it feels like I'm being choked as well. Because that's another thing. And I like baggy clothes. Baggy clothes are definitely more something that I enjoy than non-baggy clothes. Cut my neck. Ooh. Maybe that's another repetitive behavior I do. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any shirts? Yeah, I do. Oh my god, turtlenecks? I've never worn a turtleneck in my life. I would rather someone punch me in my neck than wear a turtleneck. That sounds absolutely... I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. Don't even think to me about it. Don't even make me think. Don't even let me think about that. Okay? I might just have some coffee. No coffee? Polo neck shirt? No. No. Why would you? You know what I freaking hated? I had a thing I had to wear for work. And it's like one of those, it's like a work t-shirt, like with the work t-shirt fabric. Do you know what I mean? Like all the work shirts have like a specific fabric. You know, like an office shirt fabric. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Urgh, I hate that fabric. It's stupid. Why would they make such a terrible, terrible fabric? It's horrible. I hate it. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay? You know what else I hate? I hate fluffy sweaters. I hate fluffy sweaters a lot. They're disgusting. Disgusting. The swooshy pants. I hate swooshy pants. Terrible. I hate them. And you know what I hate too? I hate denim. I hate it. If I wear a denim skirt, I have to wear shorts underneath. So the denim doesn't touch my legs. I hate denim. Denim is horrible. Why would you even make such a horrible, horrible fabric? I found jeans that actually do have a nice inside though. You know what? You know what? I used to wear jeggings. That's how much I didn't like jeans. I wore jeggings. You know what jeggings are? They're jeans and leggings. They feel like leggings, but they look like jeans. Everyone hates them, but I think that they're lovely, lovely creation, okay? I love jeggings. I don't know why people like, oh, this is so out of fashion. Why are you wearing jeggings? I love jeggings. Is it socially acceptable for a man to wear jeggings? Hell no! Hell no! Only girls can wear jeggings, okay? That's like a man going in like tight leggings. Like those gym leggings. Nah, nah, nah. Get out of those. No, no, no. It's like a man walking around in tights. No, no, no. Yeah. Would you just be a nudist if it were acceptable? I'm a nudist in my room. Mostly. No, leggings aren't making women walk around naked. I don't want to talk about it. I know people think this is out of fashion, but I really like leggings underneath the skirt. Or pants underneath the skirt. I think it's so cute. I don't know, am I crazy? Okay, anyway, let's not talk about my weird fashion choices. That's not an autism thing, that's just an idiot thing. Yeah, I have spats. Well, I don't want to talk about if I'm nude, okay? I don't want to talk about it. Don't talk to me. Yeah. Another connection between the presentations of ARFID and autism is this pattern of sameness and rigidity. And you know what? You know what? Guess what? Guess what? I love eating the same thing every day. My parents hate it when I eat the same thing every day. Kiki! Kiki! You need to have a good balance of food. Beans, legumes, protein, etc. Fruits, vegetables, etc. No, I found the fantastic food that has everything you could ever want, okay? Salad sandwiches with an egg, okay? You could even put avocado in it, okay? Think this. Salad sandwich. So it's rye bread, butter, okay? What's that? Carbohydrates. Calcium, okay? Tomato. Spinach. Those are two good things. Vegetable fruit, okay? Vegetable fruit. Carrot, vegetable, okay? Egg, protein. Avocado, healthy fats, okay? Salt and pepper. Sodium, pepper, okay? You eat it. It's really good. And you could have it every day and it would be totally fine. And I would be so happy with it every day, okay? And then... And I would eat it every day if my parents let me. Every day. But they don't let me. And that's me being fancy with a sandwich. My most commonly eaten food is a sandwich with tomato, carrot, and cucumber. Okay? But, you know. It's alright. Yeah. Anyway, so that's something that I have. And I think it's a very connected thing with autism is my ARFID. So let's talk a little bit about key differences between Asperger's and classic autism. Okay? Although Asperger's syndrome is now classified under the broader autism spectrum disorder, historical distinctions between Asperger's and what was often termed classic autism continue to inform our understanding of diverse presentations within the spectrum. Wait, I'm cold. Hang on, I'm really cold. Beep. 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 Okay. Beep. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Now these differences just make me kind of smug. I mean, not to toot my own horn. I ain't writing this myself. This is just what they wrote, okay? It's not my fault that they wrote this, okay? Alright, that's not my fault before I say anything. One of the most significant historical with distinctions between Asperger's and classic autism was in language development. Asperger's typically no clinically significant delay in early language development. Which I guess is different for me. I guess that's why it's a spectrum. Because when I was little, I had a delay in my speech. Could you please look at my... Watch the rest of the stream, okay? I was talking about how I was diagnosed with Asperger's. I know in 2013 that was changed, but watch the rest of the stream, okay? I already talked about that, alright? Okay. Yeah, so I did have a delay in language development at the beginning of my life, so I guess it doesn't count. Individuals previously diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome often display strong verbal skills. Sometimes even precocious language abilities. Do you think I have precocious language abilities? Do you guys think I have precocious language abilities? Do you think I'm really good? You think I'm good? Do you guys think I have a strong vocabulary? You say words real good. Kiki has the best words the likes of which you've never heard. Don't call it diet autism. That's not actually... It can actually be quite severe and tricky for people, okay? That's why I'll explain it a bit more. However, they may struggle with the pragmatic aspects of language, such as understanding sarcasm metaphors or maintaining a reciprocal conversation. I'm getting better at sustaining a reciprocal... maintaining a reciprocal conversation. It's just tricky because I really like to... It's really hard because I have so much to say. Okay. I have so much to say. It's so hard because because I just... I feel like streaming's made it worse for me, to be honest. I like listening to like what people have to say, and I'm interested in their ideas, but it makes me think of something that I want to talk about, and then I want to say everything about it. And if someone brings up something I know, like rabba, or like if it's something like rabba, then I don't quit talking about it. Oh, whoa, I don't call people chat in real life. I don't call you guys chat, okay? I only refer to you as my chat. Say if I'm talking to the silly girls sometimes. Every now and again. Okay? Because that's how they refer to people sometimes. But you're my champions. But like, no. I feel like when people are like, chat, chat, oh, chat, 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 chat. All the time it's like, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! That's my most annoying thing. Shut up! Shut up! Stop talking! Can you say anything else? Oh my god. Sorry. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves with streamers ever. No. I was not impersonating anyone in particular, okay? Sorry. Please don't think that. It's something that is very, very common. No, why do you guys think that? No, it's a very common thing with a lot of different VTubers, especially Twitch VTubers. Even like real live streamers do it. They're like, chat! Like, chat! Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, no, guys, seriously, please. You're gonna get me in trouble. I really was not trying to... I really was not trying to mimic anyone in particular. I was just talking about VTubers. A lot of VTubers do it, okay? Please, please. I was reading an article about how kids are calling each other chat now. What the fuck, really? Really? A lot of streamers do it in general. A ton of them. A ton of them do. Even real life women streamers. They're like, chat! Oh yeah, I'm not good at all. I'm not Murder Mouth Kiki, dog. Stop it. Something happens in a scary game. Ah, chat! Chat! Ah! It's like, do you have like... Like, I have a question for people that watch VTubers who refer to you as chat and not like a name. How does it feel to like just be an object? You know, like it just feels like quite dehumanizing. Is that like... I feel like it's like dehumanizing. It's like you're just a chat on the screen. Like you're not even a, like people. Like you're not even referring to them as people. Like, I don't know. It's like very dehumanizing to me. It's maybe like another thing, an autism thing, but... It makes me feel like... I don't know. No, but like you're people. Like you're my champions. Like you're people. No, well you should only watch me so you don't get used to it, okay? You little whores. Sorry. 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 But like, seriously, stop being little whores. Stop. Or at least don't talk about it. At least be like a good whore and shut up about it. Okay? Well, if you're a little whore, stop talking about it, because I don't want to know. Okay? Well, I'm sorry. Well, I don't want to know. Okay? I don't want to know. Don't talk to me about it. I don't want to know. Okay? I'm not even kidding. No! Stop! No, no. No. I'm being very vulnerable today, okay? I don't want to feel like I'm being vulnerable to a bunch of dirty little whores, okay? I'm not even kidding. I don't want to feel... No, I genuinely don't want to feel like that. It makes me, like, feel grossed out. I'm not even kidding. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Champions. Just be humble. Be kind. Thank you. No, I'm not asking Tatters to be a good whore. I'm saying if you're a whore, at least be a good one. Don't be a stupid whore. Okay? That's all I ask. That's okay. No, I'm not a yandere. I'm just a human. I'm a human being, okay? I'm a human being that's trying to be vulnerable on a stream, okay? I'm trying to be... I'm not... Like, you think I'm joking around, but I maybe... Like, I'm not joking. Like, you know, like, you might think I'm joking, but I'm like, I'm not joking. Okay? Like, stop thinking I'm joking. I'm not. Okay? I'm not joking. Yeah. I appreciate you being nice. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't understand. Like, I stream every day, or I try my best to stream every day. I put so much effort into streaming, making thumbnails, trying to do stuff for you, okay? If you can't give me the common courtesy to at least fucking pretend that I matter to you, or that you're not gonna just hop off, like, to go talk to someone else, like, then that's messed up. Because I give everything to try to be a good VTuber and a good streamer for you, okay? So, at least pretend. I would appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I want to say. Now I will continue on with the conversation. Thank you.
Nom, nom, nom.
Alright. Thank you very much for being a member for 42 months. You're pretty good. Keep at it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Alright. So, something I want to talk about now is autism in women and girls, because maybe that's something that you guys, as I think most of you guys here are guys with autism, may not know about. And it's interesting because a lot of people don't that was a good display of autism, Kiki. Well done. Shut up. Oh, it's funny. Okay. Alright. Okay, that was a good one. I'll give you that. Alright. So let's talk a little bit about autism in women and girls. Because some people don't know about it, and it does tend to present a bit differently. I want to come into this with the assumption that, and I know this is maybe a bad thing to say, but I'm just going to be honest here. A lot of girls that claim to have autism, especially on the internet, are self-diagnosed and not autistic. So if you think that you know what autism is because you've seen a girl on the internet who says she's autistic and doesn't ever really talk about autism or anything like this, it doesn't mean that you know about autism, especially how autism may present in females. So
Nom, nom, nom.
let's talk about it from a more like, I will say again, I very much envy people that do that, because they can take it off when they want. You know what I mean? Like, when they don't want to be autistic anymore, and if they when they want to function normally, they can just switch back, which I really like. I wish I could do that sometimes. So I envy people like that. So yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about it. Let me just have some tea. Okay. Alright. Autism often presents differently in males and females, and understanding these differences is important to providing the best support. Now, let's be as analytical and honest and scientific as we can be here, okay? I'm gonna say something groundbreaking that people may not know about or may try to deny, but it's true, okay? It's just a biological fact. Females and males are different. They have different body parts,
they have a different skeletal structure, and their brains are different. There are key differences in the brains of men and women, and they're separate. Okay? So, a neurological condition such as autism may present differently because women have different brains. Okay? So, let's talk a little bit about this, alright? Until recently, autism was found to overwhelmingly affect boys. The current ratio of males to females with autism is often put as 4:1, 4 boys to every girl. However, recent research suggests the actual figure could be as low to 2:1, as we increase our understanding of autism and how it can present differently in each gender. Parents with daughters on the spectrum will often share frustrating tales of how difficult it was to get a proper diagnosis for their daughters. I don't know. It wasn't difficult for me. That's not something to brag about. I actually wish it was kind of hard for me because I never really had a chance, did I? While many autistic women did not receive diagnoses until adulthood. Okay. There is a growing body of work that indicates that autism presents differently in girls and therefore often goes unrecognized, especially in verbally fluent girls with normal intelligence. With the diagnostic criteria for autism based largely on how autism presents in males, girls can often slip under the radar or get misdiagnosed. Girls with autism seem to have less restrictive and repetitive behaviors than boys. Maybe. Still, it is also possible that some of these behaviors go unrecognized. For example, an obsessive interest in collecting dolls may be misinterpreted as pretend play. Many girls with autism also appear to be better at camouflaging or masking to try to fit in. They are generally better at imitating their peers, which can hide their autistic traits. This is also one of the reasons why girls with autism can receive a diagnosis at an older age than their autistic male peers. What does autism look like in girls? Although every person with autism is different, here are some common characteristics in women and girls with autism. Restrictive and repetitive behaviors that are more focused on movement, people or animals, such as hair twirling, music, fashion, TV shows, and horses. A strong imagination might escape into worlds of nature or fiction. I think I do both of these. A desire to arrange and organize objects. This is a favorite of mine, okay? This is one of my faves, alright? I had collections of fairy dust when I was little. They were little bottles, they were little glass bottles, miniature little glass bottles, and they had fairy dust in them. And I used to be... Gender is a social construct. We're not talking about gender though, we're talking about sex. Which is not. It's just biology. And I don't know why people see that as like a groundbreaking thing to say or a crazy thing to say. It's just a fact. Okay? No, it's not base, it's just a fact. That's not... No, okay? Let's not... Saying base is not like... facts. Okay, that's just the truth. It's okay, there's nothing groundbreaking about this, alright? So yeah, I had these little glass bottles of fairy dust, and I would organize them in ways, and that's how I would play, is like organizing things like that, okay? That was my favorite thing to do. Alright. And I like doing that. I like doing it. I remember I had these little dolls and I would also line them up too. That was something I really enjoyed doing as well. Not wanting to play cooperatively with female peers. For example, wanting to dictate the rules or play or preferred to play alone to maintain control. I feel like I try not to be bossy when I'm around my friends, but I think the way that I interact with my friends is I tend to take a leadership role. because I really like things being done my way. Which maybe it's not a good thing, but I definitely like having things done my own way most of the time. Being intense and possessive about friends. Well, okay. Yesterday, Chai mentioned someone and she referred to her as a really good friend, and I'm like, Chai, am I not a really good friend? Why do you have... Like, I want my friends to have other friends and be happy, but also it's like... I want to be your bestest friend ever, and I want to make you the happiest out of any other friends. Like, you know, I want to be your bestest friend. Like, I want you to be my bestest friend ever in the whole world. Like, I want you to be happy and have other friends. I'm not like, oh, how dare you have other friends. Not at all. But I want to make you the happiest ever and be your bestest friend. I don't like besties. Yeah, no. And I don't like having besties either, okay? Because I don't have, like, one BFF, okay? I don't like that, okay? I have many friends that are, like, my besties, I guess. I don't have one BFF, though. I guess my BFF is my sister. I guess. Out of anyone. When your best friend isn't his... when your best friend isn't your best friend. Sometimes it's tricky because I used to think I was my mom's BFF, but like I'm not her BFF. Like she has lots of other friends, but like my mom also my BFF sometimes. You know? Am I a yandere? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. No. A tendency to mimic others in social situations in order to blend in. I do that sometimes. An ability to hold their emotions in check at school or work, but prone to meltdowns or explosive behavior at home. Yeah, that's definitely me. I was always very well behaved at school, but I would break down at home. I was always seen as a very, very, very good student. Very good student. Even though I had, like, even more issues, like, with meltdowns and stuff at the time. Strong sensory sensitivities, especially to sounds and touch. For example, clothing tags, socks, or even deodorant. Yeah, I don't like that smelly deodorant spray. While boys with autism are likely to have outwardly challenging behaviors, girls with autism are more vulnerable to internalizing problems. For autistic girls to thrive, it's important that they have access to a timely and accurate diagnosis and the informed supports that come with it. I was really lucky that I was able to be diagnosed young. You know, I was diagnosed really young. And I had supportive parents. I think it's important for anyone with autism to have super supportive parents. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's I was lucky. I was lucky about that. But I know not everyone is so lucky, so you know. I want to talk about now, like, what are your guys's, those of you that have autism, what do you like? What do you like about it?
Do you like anything about it? Something that I think that I like about it is that it allows me to really like rabbits. And I really like that I can like my rabbits and everything. I like how rational allows me to be. Yeah, I like that too. I mean, I'm not always the most rational, but I feel like I'm more logical than a lot of others. And I like that aspect to me. Sometimes it feels like, and I know this is really silly and stupid, and just bear with me, okay? But sometimes it feels like I'm amongst a ton of like, oh, okay, please, okay, listen, I'm sorry, but sometimes it feels like I'm amongst a ton of NPCs like all the time, and like I'm like, how are you guys even real? Like, you're so brain dead. And like, I like not feeling like I'm that way. I don't know if that's really like stupid, but I like feeling like I'm not an idiot. No, not that there are like sheeple. No, absolutely not. I don't have main character syndrome. I actually like not being the main character. No, not you. I got this experience a lot of the time when I was like in high school, and I was around a lot of like high school like students. I think that's when I felt that the most. When I felt like I was amongst a ton of stupid people the most. And it's hard when you're in school and like you're in the gifted classes, because it's like the teachers almost act like, yeah, everyone is stupid and you're like the people that are gonna succeed. Everyone else is stupid. So like it's like hard when you're told that, like, straight up. You know? It gives you a really weird complex about it. No, I mean IRL. You guys are definitely not. Like, I don't see you guys as like... You guys I don't see as NPCs, obviously. I want to make that clear. Weirdly, you guys seem more real and like dimensional to me than anybody that I've met like in my real life, or like most people that I've met in my real life. Does that make sense? Yes, this section was specifically about women. This is a specific autism in women and girls section. This is an autism section, and they should have things here about like... Yeah, autism stuff. No, okay. That's why there was a lot of things about women with autism, because it was a thing specifically for it. I swear I'm actually stupid, please believe me. No. I get it, people are boring, they live boring lives. I know I live a boring life. I think to most people, they'd think my life is boring. Does that make sense? Like, if anyone else were to live my life, they'd think my life is extremely monotonous and boring, because I do the same things every day. But for me, I love it. I love doing the same things every day. It's exciting. Every day is exciting and filled with wonder and joy and happiness because I'm doing the same things. It's great and I enjoy it every day. I'm like a dog, you know? I'm like a dog that gets the same bowl of like dog food every day, and I'm like, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever had, you know, over and over again every day. Yeah. Does that make sense? But I think if anyone else was to like forced to live in my body and like to live my life, they'd be like, oh my god, this is horrible and torturous. But for me, it's great. I like my life. Like, I like how it is. You know, some people want to have adventures every day and they do something different and be super spontaneous. Ooh,
Ooh, that would be torturous for me. You know, like that's the differences between me and others, and that's why I like it. I can have things simple. You know, this is the most social part of my day, for example. Like, I am streaming, this is me socializing, okay? Like, and then I go into bed and I lay down and I watch videos of animals, okay? Yeah. Gibble. 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 And I like being comfy, yeah. Yeah. Kiki, as someone with autism, do you find it hard to believe things that aren't routed in reality that society tries to peddle? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes I find it hard to believe that people even believe those things in the first place that society tries to peddle, and maybe it's people such as people in Hollywood or people on social media that have been caused to try to push that narrative that actually are the only ones that believe it. It's interesting. I think the older I get, the more I see the pendulum swinging back and forth with ideologies changing and things changing and people evolving and devolving and everything else. And you see people just switch opinions so quickly because that's like the current narrative that's being pushed. Is really interesting to me. And yeah. I don't like being an overly skeptical person. Like, I like modern medicine and doctors and stuff like that. I mean, I won't always agree with the first opinion that comes with that comes from the doctor. I like having multiple opinions. There's some things that I'm very skeptical about, actually, that doctors say, but for the most part, I try to agree with like reality and logic as far as those kinds of things go. You know, I like data. I think is the easiest way for me to be able to understand something. For example, like, I started going to a dietitian to try to get help for my ARFID, and the dietitian was trying to get me to talk about my feelings. And I like talking about my feelings, but I think talking about my feelings is not going to fix my problem, you know? And then she started giving me, like, data and science about it. She told me about studies and the effects of what starvation does to the brain and how it can affect things, and how maybe by doing certain things it can fix it, and, like, kind of stuff like that. And telling me about, like, the numbers of it and stuff like that, and not just be so focused about how things feel for me. And that's when I started to actually understand and improve, is from understanding that aspect of it, you know? So, yeah. Thank you for calling it Champy. Yeah. There's such a thing as being too skeptical. Yeah, exactly. Tomatoes, I like tomatoes. Tomatoes are my favorite. Yeah, dietitian. Yeah. I'm the opposite. I feel like an NPC. Sometimes I question whether I'm conscious, or I'm a conscious sentient being at all, or whether I'm just a soulless or automaton responding automatically to whatever stimuli is in front of me. Well, like, to an extent, like, you are something that reacts automatically to certain stimuli in front of you, because, like, we're animals, you know, and that's like how the brain works. But, like, I don't know. Yeah. I know I'm like my own person, and I'm my own being, yeah. I know, but I know how it works. Exactly, yeah. There's something about being autistic that makes you pay attention more. I don't know if it's the autism itself or a survival mechanism we develop due to the difficulties of autism. It's like most people are sleepwalking or going with the flow to the point of being numb. I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's really interesting to me, like watching other people and like what they do with their lives. It's interesting that I think a lot of autistic people also choose to have non-conventional jobs, or some of them decide to start businesses or kind of do things like that, because I think that we kind of break out of that, like realize that being in that mold is like somewhat like not the best way to do things, if that makes sense. I feel like maybe that's why. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I can just turn myself off and become a zombie. I barely remember what happened or what I did at work. That's like my favorite thing to do. Like if I'm like if I don't want to do something and I have to do it anyway. Like even if I'm walking somewhere, I'm like, just turn your brain off for a little, like, just like, I don't know. You can kind of almost like detach, yeah, from yourself a little bit, just a tittle, just kind of roll back a bit and kind of be on autopilot for a little, you know. Having to deal with corporate politics and stuff feels like it would make me want to rip my skin off. Oh my god, I completely agree. Oh, I hate that. Especially being a woman. I feel like women like have to deal, not that they have to deal with it more. I'm sure men have to deal with it in their own way, but just my experience of being a woman having to deal with that stuff. Oh my god, women are like so annoying. Sorry, okay, let me use my words instead of just saying buzzwords like annoying. Like the way that they communicate can be so frustrating as an autistic person. Like just not being... Okay, I'll talk about something. Okay. So being a VTuber and networking and being autistic is a very difficult thing. And I didn't realize that at the beginning of my streaming journey, I didn't realize that so many women were like so fake until I started streaming, if that makes sense. I didn't realize how fake women were, or like people were. Like I knew because I've heard about it, but I never experienced it before because I never had to put myself out there in that way before, if that makes sense. And something that constantly surprises me is how they can be so good at acting one way and then completely like it's just a complete lie. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like I like you, like you're so nice, you're a good friend, da 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 da, and then like behind your back, like they could be saying like, oh, I fucking hate Kiki, she's so irritating, la la la, and it's like, huh? Like I don't know, like it always like it's like high school 2.0, except I never had to deal with that high school stuff before. So it just feels like the same thing again, where it's like you have the popular girls and you have the, you know, whatever, etc. And it's, yeah, it's a quite two-faced thing and it's difficult. But you know what I always found that helped me with that? It's just still not to... I used to be so terrified of people disliking me that I would never like... Mean girls in the tuber world too? Oh my god, they're everywhere. What? Yes, okay, yes. Absolutely, they are everywhere. Like, they're everywhere. It's really scary, okay? But usually you can find, like, who they are because they tend to congregate in groups, or if you see like VTubers that like tend to use people as stepping stones, it can be very obvious because they collab with smaller people and then bigger and bigger and then bigger, and they pretend the smaller people just don't exist anymore because it was a game. And yeah, that's business, and that's how like the networking world works, I guess. But it's still like, whoa, how do you do that? Like there was a part of me that wished that I could be like such a heartless, like evil person. Sorry, I don't. Maybe it's not like maybe that's not like I wish I could just like not think about people like and care about people that much, that I could be like I could climb like that, like be like that vindictive and horrible. Like I don't know. It sounds like crazy, but I couldn't do it. Like that just sounds like so like soulless and horrible. I don't think I could do it. And I think something that I really enjoy about the silly girls is that we're all just genuine friends. You know what I mean? You know, like that's something that I appreciate so much, is that I have a genuine like friendships. I have genuine friendships with people. We just hang out, and like that's something that I wouldn't sell like my soul for. You know, I wouldn't just like use them to climb because that's horrible. I would rather us all like be able to become big and successful together instead of like why wouldn't you want all your friends to be successful? Like if I was able somehow to make it to the top, I would want to bring my friends with me, not abandon them. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I feel like in that regard, like the way that stuff works, maybe business-wise, maybe it's not a women thing, but maybe business-wise in that case, because I'm sure it happens with like men in offices or like in business, you know, as well. Like I'm sure that happens as well. But that's just like from my experience as a girl myself. Like that's what I've seen. Yeah. Women's insistence on reading more into everything and then acting on what you didn't say as though it were true, and trying to hold you accountable for the meaning they themselves imagined, makes dealing with them from the perspective of a man very similar to navigating a paranoid schizophrenic. I cannot express how much more peace of mind there is when it's just the bros. I think as an autistic girl, like I kind of see it in a similar way. I think a lot of the time, like, as a girl, like, you're so programmed to do that because everyone else does it. And you think you need to do that too. And it's tricky. But something that's actually really saved my brain has just been to take things at face value and just to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself, and I'm gonna say what I want and do what I want and try to be the best person I can be. And if people don't like that, then like, you know, and if people don't like that, then like, and they want to talk shit about it behind my back, then I don't, like, whatever. Like, that doesn't, like, if they're not telling me, that's their problem. Like, I feel like so many issues could just have been solved. Like, if girls, like, were to just tell each other what bothers them, they're like, oh my god, the thing that Stacy does is just so annoying. Like, she just does this and this and it's so annoying. It's like, you know, Stacy probably doesn't even know that it bothers you. Just tell her, and then maybe she won't do it. Like, she's not doing it intentionally, you know? Like, I feel like just be open about it. If someone's doing something that bothers me, I just tell them, you know? And then I expect the same back, you know? Like, just be open about it. I don't know. But obviously, as a girl though, I do still do that. It's hard for me. I do like tend to put a lot of thought into things like I get nervous. What if there is hidden meanings in things, you know? Like
Yeah. What? There are hidden meanings. I don't know. Scary. Yeah. I don't know. Scary. I have to constantly apologize for transparency. No, don't. Sometimes it's not worth being straight up with people. Like my mom, I know if I'm honest with her about some things, she will lose her absolute shit. So I just am not, because I can't be bothered. Not because I don't want to, but just because I can't really be bothered to do it sometimes. So, like, you have to pick your battles to an extent. But you're not in Turkey. Yeah. Like, sometimes, I guess that's why I don't know. I don't feel like a man. But sometimes I wish I could be a guy because sometimes it feels like socially things are simpler. And sometimes I have such an issue with social things that I feel like it would be easier. But I know that you guys have your own battles and struggles and difficulties. So, and I like being a girl. But socially, I just wish it was tricky. It wasn't so tricky. Oh yeah, I know being a guy is hard. Sometimes I just like... Well, I used to like really like envy the camaraderie that men seem to have. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just have that camaraderie that I feel like would be really awesome, you know? But I know that I can have that with my friends too, and it's not just a guy thing. I just had to find the right girls. So I know that it's not always that way, you know? And if you're a girl watching this, I don't know if there's any girls watching and you feel the same way and you feel like you don't fit in with anyone and you're scared and you just don't feel like, oh, I wish it would be so much easier like if I was a guy and had like guy friends and didn't have to worry about that. You just have to find the right girls, okay? It is possible that you can just have that camaraderie with people. It is, you can do it. It is a possible thing. It may be difficult, but there's so many more opportunities to socialize with people now with the internet. You will find people that you can connect with. Even guys, even if you feel like this and you're a guy, you will find people that you connect with, even if you find it's really hard. You know, you will still be able to find like connection. It's so much easier than ever before to find connections with people. So don't ever rule it out for yourself just because you feel like you lack the ability to socialize, or you find it really hard, or you struggle with things. You'll find people that love that about you, you know, and think that it's sweet or a cool quirk about you, you know. You'll find it, even if it's tricky. Okay, yeah. You talk shit about some people's backstories on my buddies. Oh, don't do that. Don't talk shit. Be kind. Be kind. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then also, I think something that is really important is to also, and something that I think that's been easier for me because I'm an autistic person, but something that I think is super important is to also feel comfortable on your own. And that's something that I found really difficult, you know, for the beginning of my life. I found it really hard to kind of be comfortable alone. But it is possible. You can't, like, obviously it's important to have people in your life that you care about, but you need to be comfortable with, you know, being with yourself. It's possible. Even if it seems tricky, there's other issues you need to address before you do that, but it is possible to be comfortable on your own by yourself. You don't need to surround yourself with people to be happy. That's not what you need. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know. Yeah, be your own best friend first and foremost. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna die alone, okay? Sorry. Maybe that wasn't a good thing to say. That's how I see it. I'm gonna die alone, probably. Sorry. I'm probably going to die alone. You know. So... only live for yourself. Well, not only live for yourself. Oh god, this is really bad. Okay. Hang on. Don't only live for yourself, but you gotta live for yourself first and foremost, because you're the only... Oh, fuck! Okay. You're gonna live for yourself first and foremost because... I mean, obviously other people are important too. But remember, like, at the end of the day, like... You may die alone, so it's just... You just gotta... I don't know. Yeah, you'll die surrounded by your loved ones, of course. Can you just let me have this? No, I don't think help yourself before you help others, but like, you gotta like... I don't know. Maybe it sounds selfish, but it's important, like... You know? It's important to take care of yourself. Because you're the one that's gonna have to live with yourself. Not anyone else. You know? Like, you're the one that has to live in your body. You know? Not anyone else. Like, you should take care of yourself. Well, you only die alone for a minute, and then you go to heaven, and then you're with everyone, okay? And then fine, alright? So it's fine, like, don't worry about it. Unless you end your life, then you're not going to go to heaven, okay? Okay, so don't do that, please. Alright, don't do that. Okay? What if I don't want to be me anymore? Well, that's too bad. You're gonna have to be you. You're gonna have to be yourself. Like that's not really a choice that you have. Like you can try to improve things for yourself, but you can't change who you are. And that's something that I've struggled with. I don't want to be me sometimes. Like, but you just gotta, I don't know. Yeah, you gotta tough it out. Well, no, I think improving yourself isn't changing yourself. I think positive changes are important to be making throughout your whole life. I think it's important to be constantly evolving and positively like kind of evolving in your life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah. But don't try to change like who you are as a person. You can't. You can't change who you are as a person. Okay? What if I want it in my life? Well, you can't. Don't. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Okay? I get it, okay? I understand. But don't see it as an option, okay? Nuh-uh. I've said this before, but if you want to see it from a super self-loathing standpoint, like how I've seen it in my life before when I really hated myself, when I wanted to not be around anymore, is well, if you hate yourself so much and you hate who you are so much, then why don't you continue to suffer for the rest of your life and live a long life and suffer through it? Because that's what you deserve, to suffer through your long life. If you want to see it in a super self-loathing way, you can.
I think it's probably better if you try to see the magic and humbleness in the world, though. Because it's much better to see things that way. Ouch, that's dark. Yeah, sorry. It does get a little dark sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Like... What if you're worried something good may happen? Why would you be worried something good may happen? That's silly. That's silly. That's dumb, okay? Stop being dumb. That's dumb, okay? That's really dumb. You should be excited if something good happens. That's silly. Because maybe you don't deserve it? Well, like... I don't know. Okay, guys, let's stop being like this. You guys are annoying me now. Okay? Sorry. Sorry. Here's another thing about me being autistic. I'm like super honest about how I feel. So you guys are irritating me. Stop being such downers. Only I can be a downer, alright? You guys shouldn't. Here's what I'll say, okay? If you hate yourself and you don't like your life, okay? Suffer through the rest of your life, okay? Suffer through it. Enjoy suffering for your life, okay? If that's what you think you deserve. I don't... You know, like, if that's really what you think, okay? But, preferably, you should try not to. Dude, but I'll just say... I'll just say... alright? Did you know that there's... How come? Hang on. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Let me get some music. All right. Let me tell you something. Did you know that this world is full of hope and kindness and love and sweetness and beautiful things? Did you know that? Did you know that this world is full of lots of nice, comfy, happy things? Did you know that rainbows exist? Do you know that the sunshine feels really nice on your skin? Did you know that the nice breeze will feel really good through your hair and on your face? Did you know that there's lots of beautiful animals in the world? Like lions and tigers and cows and rabbits and horses and sheep and pigs and goats and giraffes and rhinoceroses and zebras and all kinds of different animals and warthogs and painted dogs and ants and spiders and anteaters, okay? And dogs and cats and hamsters and zonkies. Did you know there's a thing called a zonkie? It's a mix of a donkey and a zebra. Somehow they mix together and they have babies. They're called zonkies. Did you know that? That's a thing that exists. That's crazy, wondrous, magical. Huh? Interesting. Did you know that? Did you know that? Something interesting for you. Yes. Did you know that you should love yourself now? You should love yourself now. Love yourself now and have hope in the world, okay? Even if you may be autistic or you may have a tricky life and you don't know what's even happening in your life, you should love yourself now and always have kindness in your heart. And even if things tricky, you can always have kindness to others. And that's what makes life worth living, is having kindness and spreading happiness and joy and wonder and encouraging people to have a happy life, alright? Yes. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay? Remember that everything's gonna be okay, and even if things are tricky right now, you always need to have a kind time in your life, alright? Yes. Alright. Look at warthogs. Look! Have you ever seen a man like that? Isn't that wondrous? How is something like that even real and existing and out there in the world? And you think that things are destined to be horrible and you're destined to just be sad your whole life? There's warthogs. Have you ever seen them? Look at him. Look at this cat, this silly face. Look at this silly cat. Oh my god, he looks so displeased. Look how displeased he is. He's so displeased. How can a cat be that displeased and upset and have such a facial expression that we can understand as a displeased face and be able to convey that to us? And how can we think that this world is not worth anything, okay? How could you even think that when that exists? How could you even think that in your life? How is that even possible? I don't even know. And let me show you something else. That look at this man. Look at him. Why does he have a hat on? There's a man and they put him in a hat. And they took a picture and they posted on the internet. And for some reason we can see that rabbit in the hat. Maybe years and years and years after the photo was taken. And we still think it's really funny and sweet. And we still like it. And here's another one. We took these animals that were just hopping around in the wild. And we took them and we domesticated them. And we put little outfits on them and little hats on them. And for some reason, like, we think it's really funny when we share photos on the internet, like something we all created. That's crazy. Wondrous, joyful, jolly, beautiful. Okay. Look at this displaced cat. Look at that displaced cat. How is he so displaced? How can he convey that emotion? Splendid. Okay. That picture of the rabbit wearing the hat was taken in 1892. Is that true? That's ridiculous. But I want to just reiterate to you, look at this warthog. Look at him. How is he real? How is he real? Why does no one care? Why does no one even care? Like, look at him. How is he even real? Wait, why no one care about him? Like, he just is out there, okay? Like, you think you have no value, right? You think that no one cares about you, okay? But look how amazing this warthog is. He's just out there and he's got such a sweet face. And no one even likes him for some reason, even though he's amazing. He's amazing. Look at his big old tusks, okay? He's got 4 tusks. It's ridiculous, okay? How could that even happen? Okay, that's ridiculous. And for some reason, no one likes him, but he's really amazing. So even if you feel like no one likes you, you're still amazing. Just like that warthog, okay? Just like him. Yeah. It's just a little guy. You know he probably has parents. You know he probably has parents. Look, he probably has parents. He has parents. His parents. Why he got parents? He has a mom and a dad, and he was a baby warthog at one point. Wait, let me look up warthog baby. Oh my god! Wait a minute! Wait! Wait! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait! 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 Oh my god! Oh wow! How is he even real? Wow! He exists and he just out there in the wild. Oh my god! Oh wow! That's something special. I like him. And he in a puddle like a Peppa Pig, like Peppa Pig. In the puddle like Peppa Pig, and everyone knows it. I love him. Wow, that's so special. Oh wow. Oh wow. Look at this Papa Warthog with his baby. With his babies. Oh, thank you so much for the $2. This should be the golden standard for therapy. Hey, wait, look. Look, this is Papa Warthog with his babies. Wait, hang on. Oh my god! Why they look like him but just smaller versions? They're just like him but like cloned and small. Oh my gosh! Why is that Papa Warthog so big? He's so ginormous. I love him. I love him. Wow. Wow, that's ridiculous. Wait. Excuse me. Let me get another photograph. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, he's so happy! Look, he's so happy! Look at his beard! Oh wow, that's really special! Wow! Wow, that's really nice! That's something really special and nice! Wow! How can Warthog exist? How are they even real? I like Warthog. I like Warthog. Oh, I wish I were Warthog. I wish I was one. I like him. How Warthog exists and we don't even care. I was visited by a rabba again. You know, these rabba just exist in the world and they're in your house and everything and no one even cares. Like, they're just out there. Like, look at all these fellas that are just out in the world. And, like... And it's so amazing. Like, they're just around. Like, they're just around. Like, they're just around in the world. And... Like, how is that... That doesn't even make any sense. Like, how come that happened? Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Hang on. Wait, I'll be right back. I kind of need to tinkle. Please, just wait 1 second. So, don't go anywhere. Hello. Guys, can we look at a photo of Warthog? I can't believe Warthog even real. Like... Like, I really like him. And Warthog have such a hard life, you know? Like, they have such a tricky life, they always gotta run away from things. Huh? Why are you spamming? Stop it. Stop it. Stop. No spamming. No. No, because you spammed. No. 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 Guys, look. Guys, look. Wait. Look. Look, he's so polite. He's really polite. Look at his arms. What do you think he talks about? Oh, wait. I like him. He's like a warthog.
What do you think your name is? Mr. Hawk. Mr. Warthog. Think you think about anything? What do you think you talk about? Look at this one. Look at this one. Look. Look, he's walking for the first time in his life. Look how long his legs are. Why he got leg like that? And look at his brother. He's like, I don't know how to walk. And he's like, look, I can walk on my tippy toes. See? I can walk on my tippy toes. Oh my god! Wait, one more photograph. One more photograph. Okay, let me stop. Oh my god. Wow! Look at him and his babies! I have 4 baby warthogs. And look, they're all a healthy bunch. They're all a healthy bunch of hogs. See? See? I'm gonna name them Hoggy, Hoggo, Hog, Hog, and Hogbird. Yeah. And Hogbird. And Hog, Hoggy, Hogga, and Hogbird. Wait. Who's that? Oh my god, baby goats! Oh wow! 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 I like him. And then who's this? Oh my god, that's terrible. Hey, what's that? Oh my god, look, he's such a little terror. Wait, watch from the beginning. Watch this. Wait. Wait, you cannot see it from the beginning. Wallace. His name not Wallace. No, I don't think it's Wallace. I don't think so. This guy's name is Pape. He's Pape. That's Pape. That's Pape. That's Pape. That's Pape. Do you see him? Pape. Where's he going? That's Pape. That's Bartholomew. That's Bartholomew. That's Bartholomew. It's Bartholomew. This is Errol. This is Errol. This is Errol. That's Errol. This is Errol. This is Kyle. This is Kyle. This is Kyle. Guys, I feel better now. Do you guys feel better now? I feel happy now. If you're autistic, the best way to feel better is to engage in your special interest or whatever makes you happy. So, that may be watching VTubers or looking at animals. Or whatever it is. What are your guys' special interests? I'm interested to know. My special interest is VTubing, rabbits, anime, and video games. Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey. Thank you for showing your deep vulnerabilities to us, Kiki. I know that it was a very sensitive topic, but I hope that you know that we all love you and we accept all that you are. Much love. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the $30. Thank you so much. Okay. Drawing, humble. Kiki. Still trying to find it. That's completely fine. That's completely fair. Guitar and gardening. That's super cool. I didn't know you played the guitar. Maybe cars, music, and video games. Sing Kiki, smile. Thank you, smile. Oh. Like, yeah, hyperfixation or something that is a special interest of yours. Yeah. C sharp? That sounds tricky. Fashion and sneakers. Big sneakerhead. That's really cool. Anime is good. That's fair. Okay. Racing cars, motorcycles, airplanes, burbs. VTubers, video games, and trains. I've played Doom for 31 years. Got it running in the background or hold while I watch you. That's so humble. That's humble. Kiki, I started watching you 3 years ago, and since then I've graduated college. Oh, what? I'm so proud of you. You've grown so much, and I want you to know I'm very proud of you. Wait, really? Thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I'm really proud of you too. That's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Oh, that's humble. Thank you. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that made my day. Thank you. Video games, drawing, reading about history, and of course, Kiki. Oh, that's humble. Drawing, storytelling, running, gaming, anime, and the occasional impression. Buildings, cats, news. Playing complex Doom. VTubers, anime, RPGs, music, TCG. Vidya cooking, and VTubers, of course. You're going for your light sport aircraft license. That's super cool. Yeah. Same. Proud of all the cute friends you've made along the way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. You like raising chickens and making music? I hope one day I can have my own chickens. That's something I really want, is to have my chickens. I really want a chicken coop. I want a chicken coop. TT RPGs, voice acting, goats, and video games. That's humble. That's humble. I want to have chickens and I get fresh egg every day. Military equipment from Middle Ages to modern days. Do you perhaps like the trebuchet, Champy? Perhaps, or what? VTubers used to make me happy. Why not now? Why do I make you happy, Champy? I have several, but one I meme on the most is encyclopedic knowledge of Mega Man lore. That's super cool. That's actually really humble. Thank you so much for the $2. Anime games, D&D, hiking, camping, taking nature pics. That's cool. You know what I like about like a lot of your guys' special interests is that they like blend into each other, you know? Like they're somewhat related to each other. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Sawa are gonna be collabing on Friday. No, cause it's gonna be the day after, I think 4th of July, so 5th of July in a bit. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. I can't remember what day it was, but yeah. Soon. We're going to be soon. Yeah. Some things with the bigger VTubers have really turned off a chunk of their bait. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? No, not Saba. Sawa. Sawa. Sawa-sama. So I'm gonna be switching the days for Final Fantasy. Well, I wanna know. Tell me. I'm gonna be switching the days with Final Fantasy because I was supposed to be because I want to finish my 3D setup tomorrow. So I was planning to do it the next day, but I think I want to get it like done tomorrow, and then the next day I'll play Final Fantasy. Yeah. Well, I think my weird interest is internet culture, psychology, fidget, anime, and geeky. Hi. Things were great until normies got involved. I don't think there's many normies here. I don't think so anyway. I think all of you champions are humble. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy though. Maybe I'm crazy. Sawa-sama, the grape of legend. Yes, yes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any around. Hang on, I gotta... Oh, my lips always dry. Okay, guys, let's not talk about cool first. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy me because I'm giggles, not just because I'm indie, you know. My lips so... Nah. My lips dry. My lips are dry. My lips are... My lips are just dry. I think it's the cold weather. I think it's the cold weather. You're fun and nice, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you. I think it's just the cold weather.
Don't kiss me! Don't!
Sorry.
Don't kiss me! Stop! Hey, no! Stop! Kiki, show your plushie. Guys, did you know there's only like 5 days for you to get a Giggles Fumo like the one on the left? Do you want one? Well, you can get one now. Only a few days left. Go exclamation mark Fumo if you want it. You want a trap? Yuppie! Yuppie! Good job on beating Ornstein and Smaug. That is known as the first real boss in Dark Souls. It was easy. That was like so easy. That was so easy. If you want the link to the Discord, it's in the if you check the community tab, you should be able to find it on my channel. Do you want the Fumo? Do you want it? You can get it now if you'd like. You can get it right this instant, and then you never could get a giggle again. Yeah, that's okay. And you never got you. That she gonna be gone, and then what can you do about that at the end of the day? What can you do about that? At the end of the day, what do you even do then? Yeah, tricky. I love this song. Yeah. Guys, I'm itchy. I'm itchy. Okay, never mind, never mind. Oh, wow. Thanks for telling your story. It feels so much better hearing someone else had almost the same exact experience as me. Oh, that's so nice. I'm happy that I was able to do that. I mean, that's what I was hoping for with the stream. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk about my autism with you guys is that I was hoping that that you guys would be able to relate and maybe find some solace in the fact that someone's also dealt with similar, maybe. It's in my community tab on my YouTube channel. You maybe scroll down. You should be able to find it. Okay. Yeah. I definitely do feel like we should keep this as the core of the community. Oh, of course, 100%. I wish Kiki cared about me as much as I loved her. You guys don't even realize how much I care and love you. You guys don't even realize. Maybe it's hard because I don't talk about it as much, but I don't know, like... I don't even think I'd be here, like, without you. Okay, like... Don't get baited. I'm not trying to, I just... Say if it's like... Say if someone really feels that way, like, you won't realize. As I said before, like... I try my hardest every day, you know, to do my best for you, okay? So... I don't know. Sometimes I wish you guys cared about me as much as I care about you. Or that I was significant. I mean, you guys are like the center of my life, and most of what I do revolves around you. Like, a lot of the decisions I make, sacrifices I make, etc. You know, like, it's because I want to do my best for you. And like, I mean, you can just go and see anyone else or go and click off, and maybe I don't exist when you turn off my streams or whatever to you, but like, every waking moment I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing my best for you, so... She's lying. You're a tourist and you should like go away. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you remember me when I'm not streaming. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I'm in your heart. I can't help but come back. I hope that's enough. It is, yeah. Yeah. There's been some pretty inorganic bait posting aimed at upsetting Kiki for half the thread. It doesn't upset me. I try to use any bait posting as an opportunity to reassure my champions and show them how much I love them and care about them. So if anything, it's kind of a positive effect, because I'm able to reassure everybody, you know? Right. So don't even worry about it. It's alright. Your uniqueness is just unreplaceable. Oh, I'm really glad that you feel that way. Sometimes I worry that I'm like... that I'm very replaceable. But... yeah. I'm glad that maybe you don't think that. Thank you. I'm glad I'm special to you. It means a lot. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are so lovely, you know. You guys are really sweet and kind. Thank you. You're always kind, Rabbit. Do you know that? Can I show you what you look like? Can I show you? So this is a... Oh, Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like my accent. That means a lot. Okay. So this is what you guys look like watching my streams, if you were wondering. So this is what you look like watching. This is me just pretty much like flipping the camera onto you, what you look like. Yeah. That's what you look like. If it matters, if it matters. Yeah. Very sweet. Look how cute you are. Look how cute you are. Sweet. Sweet. Oh, thank you so much for the $5. Keep your chin up, fellow Spectrum Warrior. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. Thank you. No, Rabbits never get upset. Rabbit's always happy. Rabbit's always happy. Okay. Don't even worry about it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Every day when I'm working and constantly thinking about all the things I wish and want to do for you and Champyons, that's really lovely. I'm so glad that you feel that way. Yeah. There's a lot of eastern cottontails in my area right now. Oh, really? That's really sweet. I like cottontails a lot. Yeah. Does she actually have autism? Yeah, I was diagnosed when I was young. Yeah. Will Kiki ever get a chinchilla? Chinchilla! I like chinchilla. Wait, guys, look at this. Nom, nom, nom. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing to me. Okay. Oh my god! Wait! 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 Oh my god! Oh wow! Oh look! Why are they in the basket? Oh, why are they in there? Get them out of there! They can't get them out of your trolley. Can I show you guys a photograph of me? I think about Kiki a lot and love her, but I believe things would be easier if I knew her IRL. Champy, if you knew me IRL, I would never speak to you because I don't talk to people in real life, besides from my family. I wouldn't talk to you. I'm sorry. But can I show you guys what I look like IRL? Hey, there's a selfie I don't get it earlier. That's just a photograph I took just earlier of myself. Nom nom. Just a photo I took and I felt a little self-conscious. So I hope that, well, hope that you don't mind. Okay. Alright. What if I covered on you? Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Pepper spray. Well, I don't have... Yeah, pepper spray. Well, I don't have pepper spray. But... my mama does. Would I count as a salt if you pepper spray? I don't like that. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't like it. Did you see your dog's here? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna need to retweet that later. I like that. I like that photo. Happy 23.6k. What? Why? Stop! Why are people subscribing to me? What that for? What are you doing that for? What is that for? What? What is that for, huh? Oh, I see, you were a beta. You were a stinky little beta that should die. I see. I see. You should kill yourself now! What? Look at this ducky! Look, this is me. Look. Champy, if you gave me dinner and you were like trying to eat dinner, this is what I'd do to your food. Look. Look. If you had chip. If I hit 30k this year, I will play King's Field. I'll play King's Field. Yeah, I will. But I doubt it will happen. Oh, you have a taser? Kiki when Champions find her IRL. What? I don't have a taser. I don't have a taser. I don't have one. I don't have one. I think they're illegal to have here. Yeah. What is it, Sawa? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Hello. What is it? What is it now? What is it now? I'm not go away. Go away. No, you're not. Really gonna bully the autistic girl on the autistic girl stream? Wow, very ableist of you. Very ableist. And kind of a hate crime, I think. Yeah. Oh, you're going to bed? Have a fun stream. Thanks for sharing your experience from an autistic guy. Yeah, thank you. That's okay. Have a good sleep. Oh, I know what time we're collabing. I was just being silly. I couldn't be bothered to check our message, but I do know when we are going to be collabing. It's going to be very fun and exciting. Yes. Wait, what? What's a stiletto? Oh, like the shoes. Will you roar for the stream? Wait, you really want me to? Or not? Is it something you really want? I mean, I'll do it if you want. Wow! Wow! That was so cool. Oh, it's a small switchblade? Really? Heavy metal kiki? No, I wish maybe. Maybe one day. I'm not very good at that though. Maybe. Kiki starting a screamo band. I can't like actually like sing in this though. Like I can go, but I can't like actually like. I can't actually like sing. I don't know, like, you know, like with that. I don't know. I can't do anything with it. It would be cool if I could though. You're scared? I'm sorry if I scared you. Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Potato chips are potato Jeremy's aren't true. That's not a real thing. That's not even real. That's not even real. That's not even like a real thing. You're doing research with the thing? Yes, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Freedom fries. Weren't people gonna call them freedom fries at some point and then they stopped? Oh, am I wrong? Am I wrong for that? Ever had a Jackie Tade? What the hell is that? What the hell is a Jackie Tade? That's not even a thing. That's a lie. That's as big of a lie as a potato Jeremy. That's not even real. It was always kind of a joke, but a few people took it seriously. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Probably like super patriotic people that, yeah. Oh, is it British slang? I didn't know that. I should know that. It's a British thing? Oh, okay. Okay. I should have known. What do Aussies call it? A fucking potato, mate. That's what we call it. That's the Aussie slang for a potato. Fucking spud, mate. Let me just have some more too. I'm a little concerned because the tea had like little clumps of something in it. I'm a little worried that it wasn't like good tea, actually. Can anything bad happen if you keep... Fucking love me some Spuddy's gun. Can anything bad happen if you keep... Like keep the tea bags in the tea for too long, for like a few days? You know what? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Hi, hang on. Hi, ChatGPT. Please let me know, would something bad happen if you kept 2 peppermint tea bags in a thing of tea for 2 days? No, it's got no milk. It's got no milk. It's just water. And then drank it? Question mark. Hi, nope. Nothing seriously bad is likely to happen if you left 2 peppermint tea bags in a container of tea for 2 days and then drank it. No, wait, it wasn't. No, it wasn't kept in the fridge. No, it was left in a mug in my room. Thanks for the update. Since it was left at room temperature for 2 days, here's why it's not safe to drink anymore. After 8 to 12 hours unrefrigerated, even plain herbal tea can become a breeding ground for bacteria. Moist tea bags are a perfect spot for mold or microbial growth, even if you don't see anything visible yet. Even though peppermint has natural antimicrobial properties, it's not strong enough to preserve water safely for 48 hours at room temperature. How can water go moldy? That makes no sense. That doesn't work. That's not how it works. Huh? Yes, I'm still watching. No, don't play Hopes and Dreams. No, don't play Hopes and Dreams! Stop! That's better. Oh, the place where it rained! You know how there's a song in Undertale called It's Raining Somewhere Else? There's actually a song in Deltarune called The Place Where It Rained, which is pretty cool. I saw a video breakdown talking about the specific patterns in the song of The Place Where It Rained and It's Raining Somewhere Else. There's actually certain keys and notes in there that have the same notes as Sans' theme song. And it may have something to do with the fact that Sans is from the Deltarune universe. And he has come to Undertale. And The Place Where It Rained could be like where Sans is from or something about that, which is interesting. Like, Toby Fox is really good at putting specific calls back to certain notes and melodies and things in all the songs. And there's certain, like, connections between characters that are shown through the music that he creates in his songs. So it may have something to do with that, you know? It's interesting. Oh, I love this song. See, it's really similar. Oh, it's so good. Sans and Deltarune is just Sans and Undertale. You hear this? Like, it doesn't even have the main bit. Like, listen to that. This is a place where it's rained. And this is it's raining somewhere else. I like it's raining somewhere else a bit better. Oh, this isn't the piano? Ah! Show me the main one! There we go. Oh, it's so good. Oh, you love the hat? Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So apparently, here's what it says. The song's a place where it rained and it's raining somewhere else. Both from no, it's not both from Undertale. One's from Deltarune. Both shared a melodic motif, which is like, you hear it's like the do 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 do. It's like the same in both of the songs, but instead of the having dun 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 dun, it has a dun 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 instead. So in the It's Raining, the Place Where It Rained has dun 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 dun. That's why it says a dun 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 dun. The Place Where It Rained is essentially an earlier, shorter, and simpler version of It's Raining Somewhere Else. Both of them have a slow, jazz-inspired theme, and okay, so here it is. Okay, some fans theorize that the reuse of the melody links Sans to earlier parts of the game, or to a deeper themes about memory, regret, or timelines. It might also suggest that Sans has seen or experienced things the player hasn't, and the melody connects those pieces subtly. Interestingly enough, after we hear the song, The Place Where It Rained, and it's rain. So when we're hearing this song, you're actually sitting with Sans in the diner and you're talking to him, and he's talking about his regrets from Undertale, or his regrets in life in Undertale. He's telling you about his backstory for the first time. And right after you hear this, the other song, The Place Where It Rained, in Deltarune, you actually go and see Sans and Toriel. And yeah, it's supposed to seem like a little bit of a joke, but it may both link to Sans and maybe his regret. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that he wished he could have connected with Toriel more that night or something else, and he's talking about it in Undertale. There's a lot of theories saying that Sans was originally from the Deltarune universe and he came to Undertale. The fact that Papyrus and Sans are just dropped in there one day. The fact that he has a time machine. The fact that he has a photo and there's a thing that says "Don't forget." Remember, like in the Deltarune song where it's like, "Don't forget, I'm with you in your heart." Like at the end of the song from Deltarune, you know, when the lady sings it, like it's actually in the lyrics of the Deltarune song. He does actually have a thing in there that says "Don't forget" on it. In his bedroom, Sans does. So it may actually be linking the two together and links him further to Deltarune. Anyway, so yeah, I'm autistic. Yeah, okay. I should not talk about that anymore. But it's interesting, isn't it, right? Huh. Interesting. Anyway. Yeah. 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 Do you think it's interesting? Maybe I should have started with talking about Undertale and Deltarune. That could have been a good start to the stream, you know. Maybe I could play Undertale again. I could try... Maybe I could play the... I don't wanna. Maybe I could play the genocide route again. But I don't wanna. But I don't wanna. Have you come up with any new theories or predictions? Ah, you boy! Of course I have! Are you even kidding me? I think the next one is going to be brought to you in Asgore's flower shop. Why is it going to be brought to you in Asgore's flower shop? It's so obvious. The board in his house and his like little officey thing that he has. Have you even seen it? Okay, have you even heard about it? The fact that it's locked and we can't go in there anymore, but we could go in there in the first chapter. The fact that he talks about the fact that he wants to show everyone about what to do and everything, like when he's in Noelle's mother's house, okay, in Carol's house. How he has some kind of weird connection to Carol. He may have something to do with the disappearance of his sister. Duh! It's so obvious, okay? It's so obvious. Urgh. Double doors. And did you know that his office and his house and his flower shop has double doors? Duh! Have you seen the double doors? Let me show you. And by the way, now people are finally talking about the double door theory, okay? It was so obvious, okay? And I was right, too. Let me show you. It's just... I thought it's a red herring, but... with all the stuff that's been brought up recently... with all the things that have been brought up recently... like, you'd think that... like, it would be... it would be obvious that he'd be next. Or maybe one of the... I feel like Asgore is going to be one of the key elements to solving the end of the game. I do think so. Yeah. Look at this. Hang on. You know, I actually saw a thing about a study recently that said if people watch the same movies over and over or play the same games over and over, it actually shows high intelligence. It's true. Look at that, bitch! Double doors! You see that? That's in Asgore's flower shop. Does that not look like a perfect place for another flower or gardening themed chapter? With flower and gardening themed enemies? All to do with Asgore and his story and the lore of him? Huh? More double doors. He lives in there. You see that? You see that bed? He lives there. That's where he lives. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I don't like how he's just a joke character in Deltarune so far. He's not! He's not! Have you even seen the stuff from the Snowgrave route in Chapter 5 where he's talking super serious when you explore the house but the heart? Did you even see that? Okay? He's obviously not just a joke character. He's seen as a goofy guy, but he's not going to be a joke character. I guarantee it. Okay? I guarantee it. Almost 100% guarantee it. Okay? 99%. Okay? The double doors do not represent the Twin Towers. No, but see how it's all barred off? Do you not think that's a perfect place to be creating another place? Like another, dark fountain? Like, it's closed. Remember, it's closed from the outside? And he has all that stuff on the floor in there. It seems like a perfect place for a chapter. You see that flower, that golden flower in the very middle? Does that not look like exactly like Flowey's sprite? Oh, it's too obvious. It's always too obvious. But the things that I thought were red herrings because they were too obvious ended up being true, so... yeah. Yeah. I think sometimes fans tend to overthink. I definitely overthought it. Now I think it's obviously going to be more simple than I thought. Okay, because the chess theory from last time is totally real, okay? You had the king, right? You had the king. And then you had, like, in the first chapter, you have the killer queen in the second chapter. The third chapter, you have the roaring knight. The fourth chapter, you have the... Well, I don't know. What would the old man be considered as? I don't know. I don't know. I think I should finally finish Undertale and then start Delta and do it right now! He's old. He is old. Maybe I could play some Undertale fan games. Because Undertale Yellow gave me a very similar feeling to Undertale. I really enjoyed it. But I feel like Undertale is like a 1 in a bazillion, you know? Yeah. Bishop? Oh, Bishop! Duh. I should play Earthbound. But I know Earthbound is so long, isn't it? How long is Earthbound? Like, is any Earthbound players... has Earthbound given you the similar feeling to how Undertale has given you? Like, does it give you the same feeling? I think you'd liked it. I don't want to start another RPG until I finish Final Fantasy though. I want to finish Final Fantasy first, which I will soon. I'll get into it next time and then I'll do some super long playthroughs, I imagine. Play Earthbound 0 first? Okay. I heard Mother 3 is more similar. I see. Yeah, Sansa's Nest. No. That was such a bad theory. Silly MatPat, you silly man. No, I feel kind of bad because like people kind of joked about MatPat after that came out. It made me feel sad because I actually kind of I respected him as a creator and stuff. I thought it's cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a theory. Maybe I'm just a theory autist, but I always really enjoyed like theorizing about games. Like, not that I ever think that they may be true. Like sometimes I think like with this Undertale, so with these Deltarune things, I believe they may be true. But it's also just a bit of fun for the community. Like, why not? You know? Yeah, I heard that. I heard he's a politician now. I saw that. The YouTube algorithm has brought me here for the first time. Talk about a surprise. Oh, that's cool. Well, welcome. Thank you. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you. Yes. I think that's the fun part about episodic releases. Oh, exactly. Yeah, it's a really interesting and fun part about it. Yeah. Yeah, I like the questions. It's fun. Some people think it's cringe. I think it's just it's so much fun. Yeah. It's just a bit silly. Oh, 27 hours isn't that bad. That's really not that bad. Okay. I don't know why I always thought it was super duper long, like a really super duper long one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, I need to look into what Earthbound to play first. I don't know much about it, so... Yeah. But I a lot of fun today, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream too. I'm going to be setting up the rest of my 3D tomorrow. Oh, it might have been the best stream ever was. Thank you so much. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream today. It was really fun. I am going to be, setting up the rest of my 3D tomorrow. So I won't be streaming, but I'll be doing it the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So I'll be not playing Final Fantasy tomorrow, but the next day. So don't worry, Final Fantasy's still on the menu. So don't even worry. But yeah, I had a really fun time today, guys. And I hope that you guys did too. I hope that you enjoyed. I had a really, really fun time. And, yeah. Alright. Thank you so much for coming, guys. I had a really, really fun time, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? I'll keep tweeting and being humble and everything, okay? Yeah. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for coming. Remember to comment and let me know like what your favorite part of the stream was today. If you two have I'm sorry. If you guys too like struggle with any autism or anything like that, I hope that you know that you're still as humble and amazing as everybody else, and that you deserve to be happy, and that you don't even worry about anything, okay? Don't even worry, okay? And yeah, I hope that you had a really fun time, everyone, today. Please remember to comment on my stream and let me know if you guys enjoyed it and everything. And yeah, I don't know. No, I'm sorry I was a little bit more shy today. I think it was because I was being like more like, I don't know, open and like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, I don't know. I was vulnerable today, yeah. Comfy stream, yeah, it was. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream, okay? And I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for coming today. Okay? Thank you very much, $5. Thank you. Okay. And I'll see you guys soon, okay? Remember to comment and everything, alright? And yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't accept DMs from people on Discord or anything. I have a marshmallow. If you would like to say something anonymously, but yeah, it's alright. Thank you so much for coming, though. Thank you so much for being a member for 21 months, Champy. Thank you so much for being a member for 41 months, Champy. You guys are sweet as pie. Thank you very much for coming again, alright? And, yeah. I'll see you guys later, okay? Thank you for coming. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. I accidentally pressed the wrong one. Sorry. I pressed the wrong button. I apologize. Okay. Well, you know, I got things to do. I got places to see, so I better go. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for coming. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.